So, how does Storm lose her powers? This went down in The Uncanny X-Men number 185. And it happened in 1984, was art by John Romita Jr. and a story by Chris Claremont. The story begins with Gyrick explaining how the ultimate threat to humankind is none other than Rogue. He goes over her abilities and what she can do and how she must be taken down. While he's with this council, Raven Darkholme, aka Mystique, steps up to explain Rogue, but they realize that they have this gun that can take her out and take her powers away. Of course, Raven wants to stop this because technically, as she says, it's a prototype and it hasn't been tested, but Gyrick and his crew run out to take out Rogue. Forge is informed what's about to happen with the weapon that he's created, so he runs himself to go try to stop what's about to go down. Storm later finds Rogue, who had run away, and explains how her powers work because Rogue was feeling, kind of down about her powers, and explains how they're a gift and that she should take Storm's powers to see what happens. Rogue does so, Storm's knocked out. Unfortunately, Rogue starts to go a little crazy when she realizes how much power Storm actually has. As Rogue loses more and more control, Gyrick and his people show up and they wind up trying to take Rogue out, but Storm jumps in the way, getting hit with the ray gun. Forge arrives just as this has happened and sees Storm in the water and rescues her, and explains to Gyrick that he never should have used this weapon because it was a prototype and they don't know the lasting effects, which winds up becoming a very big part of Storm's character arc because they find out at the time that the ray is actually permanent. Now, if you were thinking that this would be something that would be wrapped up in a couple of issues, no. This became a defining story arc for Storm for the next 4 years. It even leads to one of my favorite moments in comics when Storm fights Cyclops for leadership of the X-Men and actually winds up beating him with no powers. Yeah, from about 1984 to 1992, they put Storm through the ringer. Remind me to tell you about the time she got made into a child. Actually led to Gambit joining the X-Men.